that. So, let me start off firstly by acknowledging the presence of the leadership of the Veterans League. And I say that not because, I personally hold them in high regard and have a deep respect for the elected leaders of the Veterans League, but because Pravin put so much hope in the matters that the Veterans League were now taking up so vigorously in their attempt to renew the ANC and to restore the credibility of the ANC and the rightful role of the ANC. So, veterans, dear veterans, we really appreciate your work, but we say to you, keep it up with even more vigor in honor of Pravin Gordhan. So we have all of these. It's difficult to speak after the previous speakers because in a way they've said it all and there's not much to add. But the cliche often used is, a gentle giant has fallen. Well, true, he was a giant, but not always that gentle. We're very clear about that. But on the other side, there was a gentle side and a compassionate side of Pravin Gordhan, which the public wasn't always aware of. A man that had intense loyalty to his comrades and his friends, and especially to his family. So here was the fighter, Pravin the fighter, the courageous, bold fighter, and Pravin the loving man, loved his family like you wouldn't believe. And to be honest, the many things that Pravin has achieved during his life, he would not have been able to do, especially the latter years. The fights he took up that often were up against a terrible opposition, unprincipled opposition, and without the support of his family, he would not have been able to do it. So I think this amazing supportive family enabled Pravin to be a fighter until the very end. And a fighter not just for the sake of fighting, but a fighter for justice, a fighter for what is right. And if we are going to pay one little tribute to Pravin, the biggest tribute that we can pay is to carry on with that fight. And that is the thing that he would have wanted of us more than anything else. We can put roses on his grave and flowers on his grave, and we can do all of the things that might be done when a person passes away. But more than anything, he would have liked us to carry on with that struggle, because the struggle indeed was his life. He lived a life completely dedicated to the struggle for non-racial, non-sexist, democratic South Africa. That was his life until the very end. So it's really an honor to speak here today, but also an honor to be with somebody like Mac Maharaj. Because Mac Maharaj is still with us, and we're grateful that he's still with us. And he is exactly the same. Mac Maharaj will struggle until the very end. So a tribute to you, Mac, while you're still alive and with us, and we expect you to be with us for a long time to come. You better be. Okay. He's committed himself publicly. But one thing you know of somebody like Mac, he will never give up. He will fight the fight until the bitter end. And I think that is the message to us, is keep up that fight. And do it wherever you are. We don't all have the kind of profile that a Pravin Gordhan had or Nelson Mandela had, but we have our own little corners. We have our own little opportunities and moments when we take up issues of justice. We take up issues affecting the poorest of our country, which are the issues that were so dear to Pravin Gordhan. For me personally, Pravin had a profound influence on my life. And it started in a very difficult struggle to deal, as the former Deputy Minister has said, to deal with a very, very difficult situation, but to find ways of dealing with it, not just speaking out, but dealing with it effectively. And to make sure that this evil that was encroaching our society and taking over the governance of our country, and the real threat that our country would collapse in the face of unbelievable corruption, in the face of state capture, and to find effective ways of ensuring that that does not happen. So Pravin was a man of many dimensions, many chapters to his life, and one can speak forever and forever. I don't have notes in front of me, so I have to just, work on my inner clock and say my time of speaking has come to an end. But more appropriate than saying a giant has fallen is to say a humble servant of the people has fallen. And that's what Pravin was, a servant of the people, a servant for justice, doing and never seeking to be glorified, never seeking to be treated as a hero, and yet he was a remarkable hero. Thank you very much.